Ever wondered what truly lies in the vast, silent darkness of space? We often hear the success stories, the triumphant returns, the giant leaps for mankind. But what about the stories that aren't told? The missions that whisper of mysteries we're not ready to understand. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most unsettling and classified chapters in space exploration history, the cosmic enigma of Apollo's lost astronaut. It was a mission just like any other in the golden age of space travel. The world watched, holding its breath, as the powerful Saturn V rocket tore through the atmosphere, carrying 3 brave astronauts towards the moon. The crew was the best of the best. Commander Alex Thorne, a seasoned veteran, lunar module pilot Ben Carter, a brilliant engineer, and command module pilot David Reed, the stoic observer. Their objective was a new lunar landing site, one that promised unprecedented scientific discovery. For the first few days, everything was perfect. The communications were crisp, the spacecraft performed flawlessly, and the crew's spirits were high. They joked with mission control, described the breathtaking beauty of the Earth shrinking behind them, and prepared for their lunar descent. The world listened in, sharing their journey. But then, on the far side of the moon, during a routine period of radio silence, something went terribly wrong. When the command module was scheduled to re-emerge from behind the lunar disk, it was for minutes and 17 seconds late. An eternity in space travel. When contact was finally re-established, the voice that came through was not the calm, collected Commander Thorne. It was David Reed, his voice strained, panicked, and barely coherent. His first words were not a status report. They were a question, a desperate, chilling question that sent a shockwave through mission control. Where is he? Where's Ben? Chaos erupted in Houston. According to the mission plan, Thorne and Carter were supposed to be in the lunar module nicknamed Odyssey, preparing for their landing. Reed was alone in the command module, Endeavor. But Reed's frantic transmissions painted a completely different, impossible picture. He claimed that Ben Carter was just gone, vanished. Not from the lunar module, but from the command module, right beside him. This was impossible. The hatches were sealed. The pressure was stable. There was nowhere for a person to go. Mission Control, fearing a psychological break or a critical oxygen systems failure, tried to calm Reed down. They ran through checklists, systems diagnostics, everything. But Reed was adamant. He swore that one moment, Carter was there, floating in the zero gravity of the cabin, checking a navigation chart. The next, he simply wasn't. No sound, no struggle, just an empty space where a man used to be. The situation was dire. Commander Thorne, still in the lunar module, was unreachable on a separate communication loop that was apparently malfunctioning. Mission Control made the gut-wrenching decision to scrub the lunar landing. The new mission was simple: get the astronauts home. But the mystery only deepened. Reed's behavior grew more and more erratic. He spoke of a silent hum that filled the cabin just before Carter disappeared. He described a feeling of being watched, a profound, unnerving cold that had nothing to do with the ship's temperature. He repeatedly mentioned a shadow just at the edge of his vision, a flicker of darkness against the star-dusted black. His reports were so bizarre, so detached from reality, that controllers on the ground began to seriously doubt his sanity. Was he hallucinating due to stress and isolation? Had some unknown environmental factor in deep space affected his mind? Meanwhile, the Odyssey lunar module, with Commander Thorne inside, remained silent. It had detached from the command module as planned, just before the blackout period, but it never initiated its landing sequence. There was now a ghost ship orbiting the moon with a silent commander aboard. The decision was made to abandon it. Saving Thorne was deemed impossible without a functioning command module pilot to perform the complex rendezvous and docking procedure. Reed was in no condition to even attempt it. The return journey for David Reed was a lonely, terrifying ordeal. He was a man haunted, trapped in a metal can thousands of miles from home, with an empty seat beside him serving as a constant reminder of the impossible event he claimed to have witnessed. He barely spoke to Mission Control, except in short, cryptic bursts. he described the stars as wrong, the silence as too loud. When Endeavour finally splashed down in the Pacific, the world was told a carefully constructed story. There had been a catastrophic accident during the transfer to the lunar module, a sudden depressurization. Both Thorne and Carter were tragically lost. It was a national tragedy, a somber reminder of the dangers of space exploration. Flags were flown at half-mast. The two astronauts were hailed as heroes who gave their lives for science. But for David Reed, the story was far from over. He was whisked away into intensive debriefings, not as a hero, but as a problem. His official testimony never mentioned a vanishing man or a silent hump. It stuck to the official story. But rumors leaked out from within the space agency. Whispers of a man who was irrevocably broken. Reed never flew again. He resigned from the astronaut corps a year later, a shadow of his former self. He became a recluse, refusing all interviews, avoiding the public eye completely. He lived out his days in quiet isolation, plagued by what he saw. Those who knew him said he would spend hours staring up at the night sky, not with wonder, but with a deep, palpable fear. So what really happened up there? The official explanation of an accident is the simplest one. But it doesn't account for Reed's initial, frantic transmissions. It doesn't explain his psychological collapse. And it doesn't address the most chilling piece of the puzzle. Years later, long after the Apollo program ended, a new generation of lunar orbiters with more powerful cameras was sent to map the moon's surface in detail. They were tasked with, among other things, locating the crash sites of abandoned mission hardware. They found the impact crater of the Odyssey lunar module. And that's when the story took its final, terrifying turn. The high-resolution images revealed something that shouldn't have been there. Next to the wreckage of the lunar module was a single set of footprints. They led away from the crash site for about 50 yards, stopped, and then simply ended. There were no return tracks. No sign of a body. Just a single path in the lunar dust, leading from a crashed lander to absolutely nowhere. As if the astronaut, presumably Commander Thorne, had simply walked out onto the lunar surface and vanished into the void. This discovery was never made public. It remains one of the most classified secrets in the history of space exploration. 2 men gone. One from a sealed spacecraft in lunar orbit, the other from the surface of the moon itself. One astronaut returned, but his mind was left behind, shattered by an unspeakable truth. Did some unknown cosmic phenomenon claim them? Was it an encounter with something beyond our comprehension? Or was it a tragic combination of system failures and psychological stress that created a story too fantastic to believe? The void of space keeps its secrets well. The official record tells a story of heroism and tragedy. But the whispers, the classified files, and the impossible evidence left in the lunar dust tell a different tale. A story of a mission that didn't just fail, but that brushed up against a cosmic enigma, leaving us with a chilling question. Are we truly alone out there? And if we aren't, what happens when we stumble into their domain? The mystery of Apollo's lost crew is a stark reminder that the universe is far larger, stranger, and perhaps more terrifying than we can ever imagine. Thank you for watching. If you find these deep dives into unexplained mysteries as fascinating as I do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. What do you think happened on that fateful mission? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Until next time, keep looking up.